there is no such thing as an independently existing space, but rather space is some kind of property of physical matter. There are no absolute locations in space because there is no zero reference point. There are only relative distances between objects in space. So a location for anything must be relative to something else. Locations do not even make sense if there are no physical objects. If there is only one object in the universe, we can ask the question, where is it? It cannot have a relative location to any other object. If the object moves to a new location, where is it? There would not be a way to measure the difference of the new location to the original location. Did it move a foot, a mile, or a light year? There would also be no way to know if the object is moving or is stationary. If there were any other object in the universe, we might be able to figure out the new location relative to the other object. But what if the other object was also moving? There will never be a method to measure an absolute location in the universe. But we do seem to be able to measure relative locations if there are multiple objects, since space is only needed when there are physical objects in a universe. And since conscious space has no physical objects, there is no need for spatial dimensions. This is why we can say that conscious space is dimensionless. You might think that if conscious space has no dimensions, then we should not call it a space at all. But conscious space contains conscious things, so it is proper to call it a space. Conscious space contains all conscious minds, and it is where all conscious experience happens. Conscious minds and conscious experiences do not need dimensional space for their existence. But conscious minds can connect to physical objects like a three-dimensional human brain. In the human brain case, redness seems to be a two-dimensional patch phenomenon that is painted onto our visual experience. But the two-dimensionality of the redness patch is a result of our two-dimensional retina. Redness does not have the property of shape. The redness in the square is the same redness as is in the circle. It would be like saying that water in a square cup is different than water in a circular cup. The water is the same because the shape is not a property of water. And so it is for redness, which is a dimensionless phenomenon.